it's undoubted that Wtcn had the edge in that regard.
Well, Tom, one thing's for sure, certain thing that both these teams have in common, and that is that the safety net is now gone. You lose this, and you leave the tournament. Mitch, Tom, it's Cloud9 versus
Tamam Zarek sus, tamam abi.
It's a very quick start. They've already pushed straight
Maçız.
on the side of C9, taking space with a paranoia and trying to follow up with some kills. I love the idea.
Katana ruhsatın var mı? Yok abi, alacağım.
Didn't work out because Fennel were quick to adapt. They fell back and they avoided.
Oğlum düşünsenize o katanayla yayında böyle.
I like the response from this attacking side of Fennel. Now let's see what they do. That might almost be a direct counter from C9.
Bambu kesiyorum falan böyle.
Just trying to pressure them, make things a little bit more awkward for Fennel, who might have had more opportunity to try and execute in the last one. Mid control being battled for hard, but Oxy is going to go down. Good start for Clouds as well.
Chat'te Türk Hava Yolları'nda çalışan kabin memuru var mı?
Look how low they are.
Too much, yeah, from the initial fights, but even still, they've kept that man advantage alive as they look to rotate back around to this A site, which is currently empty. Although there is still some killjoy utility from Curry, and we saw in that first game.
Pilotum abi.
The super sub, the stand-in, he definitely wasn't their reason for losing. There's no doubt about that.
No, absolutely not.
Adam gerçekten pilot çıkıyor değil mi?
Still gives them that utility, and there it is, activated. Great damage. It forces Sayuda forward, and they punish.
Kadın memuru değil oğlum. Kadın memuru.
CL said Klaus was extreme. Well, Curry, he wasn't the reason for losing last time. He's the reason for winning this pistol.
Hadi Cloud9 smurfing oğlum. Hızlı hızlı.
An unbelievable amount of damage with the nano swarm. So you got 4 kills and an assist. Not a bad round whatsoever.
Ha, şimdi bir aynen Murat.
It's unusual. You see pretty much every single piece of utility from a killjoy.
Kombata sorsan abi o havacılık okumuştu.
And that nano, I mean the nano, they didn't get a kill, but they did gift a kill to the squad.
Hakkı Kombata bunu soracağım. Tamam bunu soracağım. sen havacılık okumuşsundur, bilirsin diye başlayacağım cümleye.
I'll be honest, Cloud9 lose this round against 1 Sheriff and 4 Classics. I'm worried.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a great start. I mean, we've seen them lose the pistols.
Ares, you love the Ares.
No, listen, this is where myself and Vanity might deviate slightly.
Doğru diyorsun. Ahmet bilir ya. Jahreyn'e sorayım ben. Her bokolog.
Ares in a round like this, in any round, to be honest, it's just not conducive to a good time. Especially as a Sova water pistol, then you shock dart them, double damage. But yeah, we'll see.
Takılacağız ya Slip'e. Gezeceğiz, tozacağız Tokyo'ya bakalım.
Oh, Oxy has got a chance here. Great opportunity. Nobody's got shields. Just a body shot needed, but none found.
Oh, lunatic through his own fragment. Obviously, Zeppa, we've noticed that he has got a keen eye when it comes to his stinger. Never mind, he's gone down almost instantly to the classic. Any damage that can be done here from Fennel would be sublime. They are now being quickly cleaned up.
TH'ye hissem var, elemanlara sorarım. 100 liralık hisse alınca ben değil mi? Ortam ya TH'ye. Han'ın sigarayı bıraktığı zaman sürekli yediği çerezden alsan abi. Ya Japonya hakkındaki bütün infonuz Tokyo Drift'ten ibaret değil mi? Abi ben söyleyeyim size, alakası yok baba. Bak o Tokyo Drift'te gördüğünüz sahnelerle alakası yok kanka. O hiç yok yani. Öyle araba da hiç görmedim. Modifiyeli falan. Hep kutu kutu arabalar amına koyayım. Yok baba yok. Böyle underground yerler falan hiç görmedim ben. Belki ben görmedim ama daha 2 gün oldu geleli gerçi. O çerez ne, hangi çerez acaba ya? Abi Ox Champion diyorum ya size. Bu adam OKS birincisi ya. Helal olsun valla çocuğa. Yakuza falan da mı yok? Yok abicim öyle bir şey ya. Film oğlum, film. Boğaz kenarında balık ekmek yedin mi? Bu arada burada balık gırla. Öyle söyleyeyim size. Güzel yani.
We mentioned earlier, it's their first time walking out on stage. It's
Rus
Cloud9's
aldığın
second. I
yerden
don't think it's that
ona
much
ait
of a buff
belge
to
yeni Rus
walk down once
atabiliyorsun ama
before,
normal
but
yeni yapılmış bir
the
katanayı
idea that
sokma
one of
ihtimalin
these
yok.
teams, it was their last time to
Katanayı
mount
sokma
that stage.
ihtimalin yok mu?
Soon they will leave it for the final time as well. The back of the minds of Fennel as this match develops. A few pistols and a Marshall in play for the attacking side. And it looks like some space taken around mid as they destroy the alarm bot, but they're still leaving lurkers on the extremities, so you could easily see them change direction and move back towards short or B main.
Yiyip de şaşırdığın şey ne 2 gün içinde? Wagyu eti. Kobe eti işte. Mükemmel oğlum. İnanılmaz bir et bak. Hayatımda yediğim en lezzetli etti. Yani etin içindeki yağ lifleri falan inanılmaz. Müthiş bir şey.
Really messed up by what C9 have been able to do with just like fairly basic pieces of utility. So
domuz eti değil, sığır eti.
I think they may, I wouldn't even mind if they took an early pause just to try and almost center themselves a little bit. Push through. Oh god. Zeph's going to want to forget
abi,
about
Kobe
that
Bryant
one.
değil abi.
But either way, it is looking like a fairly easy cleanup in the end.
İyisin oğlum,
doesn't miss towards the end of the round.
Well, they voted Zeppa most likely to win a 1v5, and wow, it's a little bit awkward in the 1v1 there, but we know that's not a typical day for him. 4-0 start.
Ferit Meryem Can gibi hiç bu balık, böcek vesaire her şeyin olduğu yere gidecek misin? Gitmeyeceğim. Hayırlı cumalar Ferit'im. Hoca bugün de hutbede ne anlattı? Japon Diyanet Başkanlığı Gazze'de. Yok babacığım, burada Japonya'da din yok. Öyle söyleyeyim. Ha, İlla ki vardır da inanılmaz ateistler. Çok fazla, ateist yüzdesi çok fazla. Abi sen kendi paranla mı gidiyorsun, Riot mu oluyor? Red Bull kardeşim, bu Red Bull etkinliği Red Bull karşılıyor ulaşımımı, konaklamamı. Günoş, Navi'cim, hadi lol Navi. Atatürk'ün yaptırdığı camide cuma namazı kılmak mı var bir hayalimiz? Bir kamyon arkadaşlarla gidip İslamiyet'i yaymamız lazım bu Çinlilere. Yapmayın şirkçılığı ya. Babacım adamlar hayatlarından memnun. Yani bir sıkıntı yok. Eksikliğini çekmiyorlar. Very far out of control, very fast.
Well, you just saw the coaches get their final countdown, the hand signals telling them that it's time to close.
Japonya'da yaşayan Türk yayıncı var. Orada gezilecek yerlerde çeviride vesaire yardımcı olabilir. Belki iki Japon mu istersen. Abi bir sıkıntı yaşamıyoruz şu anda. Yani herhangi bir çeviri vesaire bir şeyde bir problem yaşamadık. Gezilecek yerleri de arkadaşlardan öğrendik zaten. Onlara gideceğiz. Cloud9 smurflüyor bu arada. Kucak dansı için Osaka'ya gitsen yine Red Bull mu veriyor parayı? Hayır amına koyayım ya.
They just go, no, we're going to get in your face, screw your plan, and now you've got to pick up the pieces.
It's also just the fact that they have the paranoia and then the spam coming through, so the only way you can go is back. Yep. Like there's not really any space. They've done that push a couple of times, and the fact is it also seems like C9 are just very aware of the gaps that they're leaving. Like two players sat back watching for that push down into mid.
Saat kaç orada? Kardeşim git kokudan bak, yastımsınız oğlum siz. Allah Allah. Sürekli geri gelip saat kaç orada? Git bak kanka, Japonya saat. Yaz ya, ne olur yaz ya. Really mate, teşekkür ederim 10 kişiye sub hediyen için. Eyvallah hocam, hoş geldin.
And they have a player just watching B main in case they go that way. Yeah, just hold on to your guns.
They've also been fought.
Kopartıyor beni chat bugün ya.
Watching spawn, there were players pushed up at market. They might not be able to carry these guns forward though. The aggression has come out. Cloud stuck in the corner, and he saw obviously that was Zeppa. They knew one flash was used. He thought a second was coming, but there were none left. And Vanity even closes it out with an Odin kill
6 kanka saat,
in
6.
the attacker's
Akşam
spawn.
6.
Not something you're going to see every day. Actually, not something you're going to see most days. But today, unfortunately for Fennel, is the day for it. And this is
6 saat ileri burası.
from Fennel in the upcoming one.
İstanbul 6 saat geri.
Was put on the line here. And not much of a reward to be found.
Saat kaç bu arada?
I do really love the setup that C9 almost.
Orada hangi mevsim yaşanıyor? Burada mevsim şu an güzel. Hava bayağı güzel. Ne sıcak ne çok soğuk. Güzel bir okyanus esintisi var. Sonrasında güneş öyle çok yakmıyor. Akşamları bir tık serin olabiliyor.
And got 2 kills and then dashed back.
Yeah.
So like it's been absurd the way things have been going so far. And although
var oğlum okyanus esintisi Sami. Pasifik abi. Adı oğlum Japonya. Salak. Tokyo'da drift atıyorlar mı, doğru mu? Daha görmedim abi drift.
This is obviously a technical pause. You can see Gone there. Beautiful hair, by the way. I don't know. Are you jealous, Tom?
Çay var.
I don't think you could pull off that hairstyle. I'll be honest.
Well, I can't pull off any hairstyle because I don't have hair.
Bald. But yeah, Gone was obviously having a little bit of an issue. I think re-plugging in the mouse, and you know, I don't blame him. It's been tough. It's been tough for the side of Fennel so far. And
Aa, bugün Galatasaray'ın maçı mı var lan?
Like you're saying, you show one thing, it works this well. You know, not expecting much.
They done that 3
Kaçta? Japonya saatiyle ama.
Yeah, it was pistol round. It was that round, and
Gamer Rock, hoş geldin abi. Red Bull Drift Masters. O siktir sorar da.
They haven't really needed to show much whatsoever. And it looks like the thing is for Fennel, it almost looks like it's just
Google'dan bak lan, siz de bana racon koydunuz ya, eyvallah çeto. Eyvallah. Eyvallah. Buradasınız bak. Eyvallah. Ayağa kalksan şu tişörtü görsek. Al abi. Maçın da teknik balsonunla. Al abi. Al abi. LA'den aldım abi, şurada gördüğün gibi. LA ne diye soracak olan varsa Google'dan bakabilir abi. Tamam.
You also want to be able to keep that heart rate low, keep yourself calm, relaxed.
I love that you got the tech guy who's trying to fix the PC and he just flexes to the camera.
Orada en uzun sen misin peki? Yok, Fnatic'in bir tane yeni koç almış Fnatic. Adam 2 metre amına koyayım.
That is true. I saw Ian set up a TV earlier, so I wonder if man of many talents.
He's about to pop up.
Kaan çok teşekkür ederim yüzük için. Thank you.
Send him down.
I think he's about to appear.
If he turns his mic on, maybe we get the answer.
If you were on that stage, how would you fix this?
Benim karnım ağrıdı ya.
From what you're seeing.
Nasıl yapalım bu limonlu tavuğu?
I was just being helpful in the green room. We needed a TV setup. I set it up. I know how to switch like to HDMI 1 or whatever. But that's where my skill set ends. I'd just probably go down there and entertain.
Spin-off saçmalama.
I'm not doing it now.
Cıvımayın. Lord Brock TV tier 3 olmuş. Çok teşekkür ederim. 30. ayın kutlu olsun brom. Hoş geldin.
There's a 30 minute
yok, sıçmalık bir durum yok ya Sami. Midem, ya öyle bir şey yok şu an. Bağırsaklarla alakalı, mideyle alakalı şu an bir sıkıntı. Abi ne oldu? Olay ne ya? Tak babacım şu kulaklığı hadi ya. Bir map oynayacaksınız ya. Nedir sorun kardeş? Takashi.
But what I will say is, moving on, is that apparently we do have a bit of a blockbuster performance on this stage by a rapper from Japan tomorrow.
Which is insanely high.
Which is
I
insanely
cannot
high. I bet this is what's so cool, right? When you imagine, when you imagine these,
He's more of a singer.
These super cool.
He can rap. He can rap.
Vallahi bir maden suyu olsaydı keşke
When you
ya.
imagine these like legendary
Oğlum,
sumo wrestlers in the center
dün
of this arena, battling out.
bak burada sokaklarda her yerde otomatlar var abi. Bildiğin hani havaalanlarında olur ya, içecek otomatları. Öyle otomatlar var baba. Gittik baba bir otomata, tamam mı? Bir alayım dedim, bir şey alayım dedim. Bir baktım latte, karamel latte bilmem ne carçuk yazıyor. Tıkladım. Sen ister misin otomattan bana sıcak versin o latteyi? Şok oldum. Sıcak latte verdi bana otomat. Sen bunu nerede ısıttın? Teknolojiye bak işte, bak görüyor musun? Şok oldum. Öyle bir anıydı işte. Gayet de güzel tadı bu arada.
You said nerdy gamers, right?
Burada da
Let's
mı
be
var?
frank. Let's be honest, Frank.
Harbi mi diyorsunuz lan?
Go for it, Frank.
I'm gonna be frank.
I'm Frank.
Japanese fans
İçinde adam var
are
abi.
less nerdy than us.
Salak seni.
I'm gonna be honest.
Have you walked around?
Kaç yıl öndeler abi onu söylesene. Baba cidden söyleyeyim mi?
There are. Oh my God. You saw it in the arcade.
Tuvalet bir 5 yıl attı. Metro var. Bir 5 daha oradan atar. 10. Metrolar 10 yıl atar. Robotlar falan. O da bir 6-7 yıl desem. 17, 22. Düz hesap. 25 yıl falan var. 25-30 yılı falan var. İlerideler. Dinleri yok, artı 500 lira yazdı.
For Fennel coming into the next when they get those rifles back out. It was devastating losing round number 5 for you. What's that?
Do they get to C90?
Do they get to C90?
9-0.
Do C9 get to C?
Because you know the social media guys are already loading up the tweet.
Yes. The Photoshop is
Ana
out.
işi geliyor.
Get it? Because we're called C9.
Didn't see 100 Thieves tweet the 100L. That's
no, surprisingly not.
But
they managed to steal 3 rounds from Foot, and that was all they got.
The way they're going right now, I would say yes. I honestly
Canım gülmek istedi.
A 9-0. C9 look absolutely unbelievable. There's not been a round where I think they're incredibly close.
Break the alarm.
No, not close enough. Too far.
Hadi kanka ya.
It's been put up.
It's not sold any sort of ruse. That was kind of the goal to
500 yıl 6 saat ilerdiler. Robot var mı Feridun, gördün mü? Robot var abi. Sürekli zaten etrafında makinalardan böyle yolda yürüyorsun, bir anda böyle bir robot konuşuyor böyle. Çok geç pikledi ama yine de vurdu.
It's too little too late. Even if he got this kill, I don't think it's going to
Strawberry, aloe vera içeceklerden hiç efsane tadı var. Otomatlardan mı Hasan?
I don't really mind that round, the plant position. Obviously, it looks silly to us seeing those players in heaven, but yeah, they saw 2 players in main. They thought, okay, there's 2 main. They're pushing main as well.
Abi bir de bunlar 2 kere atom bombası atma. Dost toparladılar.
Again, after seeing 3 players on short, there was no way that you wouldn't see that rotation come through.
Oğlum bir rahat durun chat ya. Valla siktiri çekecekler. Sumo salonundayım, sikecekler belamı şimdi ha.
But we've got Fennel, 4 ultimates online, rifles in play, Odin spam, looking gorgeous Vanity. That was perfect. That was head height all the way. Unfortunately, there was no one there.
Yeah, it was perfect. That's why.
Eternal Rage 36. yayın kutlu olsun abi. Eyvallah, hoş geldin.
There was no one there, Tom. He can't control their movements. All right. If they went that way, but again, it's not his fault that they're not there, Tom. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes I play this role and they don't come B, and then what am I supposed to do? We retake A with it, obviously, but it's not easy when my teammates die so quickly. Luckily, Vanity doesn't have that problem, and that's the only difference.
Çalışkanlar abi, çalışkanlar. Japonlar. Hem çalışkanlar hem de ahlak sahibiler. Birbirlerine saygılılar. Yani zamanlarını çok verimli kullanıyorlar.
Deep within B main, Odin homed in on towards mid. Starting to try and spam their way through. 40 seconds left as they do look to go in this direction.
Bak, o kadar kalabalık şehir mesela Tokyo. Dünyanın en kalabalık şehri değil mi? Yerde bir tane çöp göremezsin baba. Ulan şu olayı da anlayamadım. Yerde çöp yok ya. Hani dersin ki her yerde çöp kutusu var. Yok baba. Çöp kutusu bulamıyorsun hiçbir yerde. Elimde çöple geziyorum. Sürekli ceplerim çöp doldu ya. Atamıyorsun da yere, utanıyorsun yani.
Most likely to win a 1v5, already dead, so now it's on to Jake with 4 HP and a shock dart on his neck. Absolutely no way. C9-0
Abicim atılmaz ya. Niye atayım yere ya? Kimse atmıyor, bir şey yapmıyor.
I know you had it loaded up. It was ready to go. Not quite today. But either way, a really good response. The fact that it was so clean. I don't know if it's necessarily something.
Atmayın abicim, çöpünüzü yere atmayın. Şu İstanbul'da da atmayın ya. Türkiye'de de atmayın yere çöpünüzü. Ya hadi hep beraber şu Japonlar gibi olalım ya. Birbirimize saygılı, seviyeli, temiz, titiz. Tuvaletlerimiz popo shower'lı olsun. Hadi ya bir adım atalım ya. Vallahi çok güzel oluyor lan. Vallahi bak, muasır medeniyetler seviyesini 2'ye 3'e katlarız kanka. 500x yani, öyle söyleyeyim.
And also he's occupying mid. It means now these squads are split in a 2-2 setup, or at least they were. Vanity's rotated to A short, covering off this section that was a little bit more open.
Göt shower çok iyiydi ya. Mükemmel. Sürekli tuvalete giresim geliyor.
Oh no! Able to slow them, but he didn't get the lockdown in on time. He was waiting to try and hit the timing right on the lockdown. And because of the knife, he hasn't been able to use it. Now Jake is going to rotate in.
Vallahi eve yaptıracağım ondan bir tane.
Now the lockdown's going to be placed, and this becomes a very awkward scenario. Hunter's Fury going to be used by that defenders, but they're pushing forward. Zeppa's just 1 HP. They're fighting in towards the spawn, and now Vanity is all that remains.
Odin'e kafa atan çocuk.
Back again with a second round in a row. As they look to try and grind out a little more on this attack.
That was a really nice response as well, putting down their lockdown, getting the Hunter's Fury out of their opponents, and then making the call to push them, to run it down, to take that space. That's a confident play, and that's exactly what I want to see from Fennel. They're not treating their opponent with too much respect. They're coming in and not being afraid to take those fights.
30-40K yene ne var lan Sinjo? Burada. Çok vlog izledim. Sinjo da buraya gelmeden her bokunu biliyor amına koyayım Tokyo'nun ha. Bana restoran falan öğreniyor. Peze etmeyeyim onu da. Piçe bak. Ha, göt shower. 30-40K yeni ben buradan klozet mi götüreceğim Türkiye'ye? Evime. Salak mısın oğlum? O teknolojiyi yapıyorlardır herhalde Türkiye'de ama. Gayet mantıklı. Amp bir de soru işareti koyuyor ya. Abicim ya, ben Japonya'dayım ya. Böyle insanlarla niye muhabbet?
It was the A main control that was really just causing problems for Fennel, because then you can gamble a rotation away. If you leave this player here, it puts no real safe plant spots unless you dominate the entirety of the site. It's definitely easier said than done.
Tamam.
Now, what I've liked over the last couple of rounds is they've just been going together. Whatever the decision is, they've been following it to the latter. This time, 30 seconds left, slow, and expecting some sort of mistake. No opener this time around. Like in the last with that operator.
Bravo Oxy.
In fact, Oxy is going to find that first kill and is dodging that Hunter's Fury almost to perfection. They know where he is, but he knows where they are as well.
Chat, hatırla Oxy'nin babasıyla klavye kavgası. Siktir ya. Aga be. Nereden nereye oğlum? Benim param benim klavyem. Ben aldım, parasıyla değil mi? Kırarım da. Hatırla. Yıllar ya.
Now he gets a say in the round, and well, he's only got 3 deaths on the board, but 13 kills. I think that
akıllı klozet buldum abi TR'de 35K ama göt deliyormuş nasıl ya. Estrial mu?
That they basically waited to try and shut him down. This time he played passively. Fennel had nothing. They were waiting for someone to make a move,
Vallahi
someone to
benim
make a
sponsorluk
push.
patlayacak gibi ya.
And then they tried to go for an execution with basically
Astral.
20-25 seconds left. It just wasn't really enough, and that's the thing. If C9 are patient, I've not seen enough from Fennel's executions yet to really believe that they're going to be able to turn this into a decent half.
Evet evet gördüm Doshin.
There it is. An attempt by Sayuda to
Oxy şeyde
replicate
gördüm ya geçen.
that, I think round 8
Galatasaray
opening
Kongre
hit, but no.
toplantısında
That one
konuşma
was on
yapıyordu.
mid. This one was a little too
Espor'da $1 milyar dolar
overzealous,
var.
jumping through the smoke.
Niye
Difference of the
girmiyoruz
last
diyorlar.
couple of rounds in comparison is
Hani kanka o para?
the pick he got was Oxy pushing mid.
Yes.
So now
Pushing
Oxy is adapted. He's stopped doing that.
Vallahi bugün
And if
muhabbetin
you're
amına
gonna go
koyduk
face
chat.
against him, he's gonna win these
Elinize
battles.
sağlık.
And they're still leaving players lurking in positions. Like,
Keyifliydi.
even though they've not been as aggressive C9, they are still always taking some form of
Her şeyden
advantage. This
konuştuk
time
galiba ya.
in front of their own alarm bot, which, as we mentioned, they've not really done much in terms of destroying.
No flashes now, man. They used their paranoia, didn't push on the back of it, and now are left in this position where every fight is going to be a dry peak.
Oksi zamanında Jeho Kılıçdaroğlu davasında Jeho'ya istersen avukatın olabilirim demiş abi, biliyor musun o muhabbeti?
There's not a lot left to be done. It's a 5.
Büyük midesizlik ya.
It's a 5v, never mind.
Yeah, just let's kill that point
It is fine.
immediately. And you could see it because they had
Peki
everything
siz,
set up to close that round
şeyi
out
biliyor
after
musunuz?
that initial mid fight. And I think once you lose, not only your flashes coming through from your paranoia use with no result, you have Klaus dying, so now you've no KO to initiate to info spot. It's such a difficult round to recover, and
daha bak
evidently
şeyi
they
dedim.
weren't capable of recovering.
Lan var ya siz var ya.
Without Oxy
Leb
going
diyorum
down
Çorum
early,
diyorsunuz
it's
ama
looked like
bakın.
a very, very different
Nimpia'nın
story over
avukatı
the last
olduğunu
few rounds.
Oxy'nin bu olaylarda.
Buy is very interesting. Gon's gone for Light Shield's classic. I guess he's hoping that one of his teammates falls and he can get a gun for free. But one of those guns is running in on his own. It's Ciota playing through short. The rest of the team are all stuck in onto B main. I think Ciota might have just been seen as well and has had to fall back. Ria's also brought an attack
Kendimizden
side
sabah
judge.
tweet
I
atmış,
made that
peki
joke
onu gördün mü
earlier,
peki?
and he's actually done
Ne
it.
diyorsun ya?
He's left completely. The whole squad is now going to be rotating with him. Spike leading the
Peki
way.
Esra, sen Bitcoin'i gördün mü? Kaç oldu?
But as he gets towards B main, that's where the real danger is.
Yeah.
Curry, a player who has consistently been putting up numbers.
Ona ne
Is
diyorsun?
now in position. He heard the steps. He knows exactly what's going on. Players outside B main, moving towards middle. They're ready for that contact. In fact, Vanity currently sat down on mid. Holding this control, he's actually wall banging through, trying to do some damage. I think he caught a few bullets onto Deri Ali.
I reckon Zeppa is so bad that he's just peeked
Abi
with the
6
short
saat ileridesin,
and faced the
söylesene
judge.
BTC kaç.
Like,
Tamam bu şakayı
why has
yapmayın
anyone
artık.
got that? But
Amına koyduğum aynı zamandayız hal. O öyle değil, öyle çalışmıyor.
But look at it. We're down to the 30-second mark because they're looking to execute in onto position. And
Ay ay ay, Oxy champion mu be?
Oxy looking to take it home. Support from Zeppa eventually comes in. Deri Ali.
İyi oyun, iyi oyun.
1v4 judge clutch.
Yeah.
9-2 hocam, hadi Dereli. Hadi babacım, hadi.
12 seconds left as well. The time is against him. But it's more about the players that are against him. That's where he needs to be worried. 4 seconds. He wants to die, and well, Oxy grants his wish. 2 rounds so far for Fennel. C9 up to 9, and again, it is very much worth noting. You know, Tom, we've got to cast in a bunch of different venues across the world, and I don't think anyone is like the Japanese crowd. We can hear it. I'm not sure how clear it is at home, but
Abi öyle değilse bizden nasıl 6 saat
there's a
ilerlesin
round of
abi.
applause every single time. Like the respect is off the charts. It's really, really nice.
Yeah,
Abi,
Oxy's having a great time. 17
dünya ya
and
amına
three.
koyayım böyle.
We mentioned him as someone that
Yuvarlak.
said big boots to
Geoid.
fill with obviously
Güneş hani
now
dönüyor.
moving over and almost
Güneş
doing a straight
dünya
swap
dönüyor.
with him heading on to G2. But the fact is,
Ha, güneş.
yeah, he's been absolutely farming. When
Dünya
confident,
dönüyor yani, güneş
definitely
etrafında.
seems like a young star within this C9
Hani
team.
zamanı efficient kullanmak için
Fennel might have had their moment in the sun by going
ona göre bir
toe-to-toe with
time
Fnatic,
zone
but
ayarlanıyor.
right now it's looking like a much more bleak outcome for them. Their defensive side is going to have to be nigh on perfect, and even then, it might
Dünya
not be
düzeni.
enough.
Aynen, Ay'a da gidilmedi abi, orada tiyatro oyunuydu.
It's the fact that they make all those early aggressive plays and then completely change their playbook late into this half. It's hard to adapt to for the side of Fennel. The adaptations they're making to what they're seeing, and then they see something else in the next round. They want to push up this time and play towards the spawn, at least
Of,
having a
siz var ya hiç
position
izlemiyorsunuz
by
abi Barış
Sayuda.
Özcan.
Hearing steps and rotations. Just comes down to whether he thinks that's his
İzlemeyin
moment
abi.
to take space, because of course Vanity's still watching.
Gidin abi Nigma izleyin.
Fennel are poking and prodding at the rest of the map, hoping that they can open a little bit of space. Leave a blind side for
İşte
C9 that can be
Allah'ın
exploited
olduğuna dair
presumably by
13 kanıt.
Sayuda. For now, that's not the case, and in fact, his position leads to a blind side on their side.
daha
And
var.
Zeppa even predicts his spot. A perfect clear, an execution.
İyi çıktı
Vanity,
ama.
well, he's not had a good time on that. Curry's inside the nanos just to deal damage, and they weren't expecting that. Oh, nice headshot, but it's through the wall. The Klaus is going to survive on the site and even get that spike planted.
It's 2 versus 2 situation. Oxy is going to plant. Hocam bu Oxy farklı oynuyor. Oxy farklı oynuyor. Ne oldu? Şey maçından oldu. İlk maçta niye böyle oynamadın? Küçük çocuktan.
Cloud9, I mentioned it earlier that sometimes the Americas teams can start a little
Nigma
bit
evrimi
slow,
çürütmüş
and
abi.
then that
Gördüm.
second game they come back swinging. C9, well, they've almost hit the knockout punch already.
Gördüm, izledik abi hep beraber.
19 and 3.
Kalpten oynuyor harbiden, buradan oynuyor.
It's ridiculous. The 2 rounds that they found are ones where they were able to drop him. Like,
the Japanese stream's not going to be happy because they had their ADA captain at the top, sorting by KDA.
yeah, this guy's about to
I
wreck that stat.
I don't know if that's going to work anymore.
He better die a lot in this coming half.
Yeah,
It's gotta
maybe the
Get out,
first game
abartma ya.
stats might bounce
Şu an bir
it out
yıldız
a
olmadı
little
yani.
Maybe.
O kadar da
bit. Then you
değil.
gotta hope that ADA captain.
Ya bu third party bir turnuva, bir de şu an grup maçları yani.
Yeah.
Keeps getting kills. Look, attack side, maybe it's not going to be so easy. He's going to have to
Ben
dive
Barış
on the sword
Özcan'ın
a little
FETÖ
bit
olayları
more, but
hakkında
Yeah, he
hiçbir
was super
fikrim yok.
passive on that defense, you know, when he was
Bilmiyorum
he was
yani o
great. He was never
muhabbetleri.
playing aggressive.
Ama duydum.
But what started to
FETÖ'cü
work for him
muhabbetini.
later on was just standing still, holding
True.
the angle and punishing Dax. So
That's the thing that is a little bit disappointing for me. It's like it seemed like in the early rounds,
Evrim abi var.
Fennel were getting
Evrim
shut
Ağacı
down
abi.
by the fact that C9 being so aggressive. They then adapted, caught them, and then when C9 changed
Kaç gün
again,
kalacaksın
they
orada?
didn't
9'una
have
kadar
that
buradayım.
next level to go back to. They were so worried that someone was going to push.
Tabi her
We
sene
saw most
yeni biri
rounds
çıkıyor
going down
ama
to
her
30
sene de
second
zaten
mark in
şampiyon
games.
takımlar değişiyor.
and you've got
Yani Riot
Paranoia,
çıkarmıyor
2
bunu.
flashes. You've got your Sova as well for a lot of entry and info clearing. That's somewhere that I think you have the tools to deal with Oxy, or at least
İstikrar
to
zor
make
bir
it
şeydir.
a lot more difficult for him
Yeah.
to find that kind of space and that kind of easy, those kind of easy fights.
Ne diyorsun ya,
But the
Scofield?
reality is that, you know,
Yok
they weren't
canım,
able to
fake'tir
think on
amına
their feet like that. They
O
weren't
kadar
able
da
to come
değil.
up with the punishes. And now for C9, this massive lead might just take them through to tomorrow, to
İslam
the
ağacından da
BO3s, save
Yeah.
their tournament life. You remember, on stage for the rest of the day, we're going to have 2 games on the stage, 2 games played in the background, and they'll still be on the stream and still broadcast here, but obviously for setup times, we've covered this. But
Bilal
the idea is
Hanzi
that
olayını gördüm.
the losers matches, the ones who will see elimination,
Gördüm.
are on that stage. So for C9, they've come very close to earning their spot.
Çok ilginç magazinsel bir
Further into
olay
this
ya o.
tournament for Fennel. It's got to be devastating to have such a close game against
İş.
Fnatic and LCDS, but it's also the benefit of C9.
Tam olayı da
being able to
anladım.
watch that
Ayrı
Fnatic game, they have a lot
boşanmışlar
of
mı?
ideas of how
Boşanma
Fennel
davası
like to
bitmiş
approach the
mi?
map, how they
Boşanma
see
davası
it breathing.
bittikten sonra mı olay
That's allowed
olmalı?
them to get a chokehold on this so far. Nice kills, good damage returned. Curry even able to grab a frag.
That's the thing. That was a
4-4.
Jake managed to double dink 2 different players, didn't get either of the kills, but it leaves players desperately low on the Fennel side. Oxy, he's heard someone's low. He wants to pad those stats a little bit further. Under a little bit of pressure, but wow, seemingly not. He's actually taken 0 damage, looking out to see if anyone's pushing behind him.
suratına
Finally,
ok
the shot
attı.
dart connects, but so
Oxy.
does his final bullet. One left in the clip.
Şu ilk eli alın ya kanka. Aman aman sakın çocuklar. Evet oğlum. Evet, osur oğlum kullanmayın. Evet oğlum. Hafif bir sesliği var. Bana mı öyle geliyor? Ne oluyor lan? Oğlum dur, el gidiyor. Kanka sakın ne olur. Vanity. Vanity alamazsan Amerika'ya gelme. Ses dileği olabilir Sami ya. Burada bir ses konusunda bir psikolog var.
Unless C9 fall victim to what we saw in the previous matchup of losing out to those pistols, this is very much not going to be
Güzel buldum Emir'cim.
a happy story for Fennel in any way, shape or form. There's a nice game of whack-a-mole, though. Look at this shot. He didn't even have an idea that Zeppa was that close anymore. That's such a good reaction. Unfortunately,
Fortnite'ın patch'ini gördüm ya. İlk map gelmiş. No, tutturamayınca ilk map'e dönmüşler ama bakayım. Baktılar oyuncular salıyor artık. Oyun baydı.
Unless he's got a great retake judge, which the only way he does is if C9 get very, very over-aggressive.
So I think Gon used the smoke on that turret, but I think the turret spotted them already. Still, though, might be able to get some good space closing up.
The thing is, they're all within the site anyway, so that's, yeah, you're right. The only thing
harbiden sabah kuşağına döndü ya
at this stage, and actually the smoke ran out and told them that they're there anyway.
Yeah, they had to destroy it. Now look, if they go towards
Japonya'da altının gramı ne kadar peki? Altın toplasan oradan olursa.
They've even seen the judge, and you know what Oxy did?
O benim bildiğim Dubai'de öyle oluyor ya. Dubai'de ucuz oluyor. Oradan toplanıyor falan. Japonya'da altın gramı bilmiyorum ne kadar. Bakmadım.
He's actually going to push this all the way. He's going to give them a bulldog.
Yeah.
But the
thing öldünüz baba.
Never mind, no bulldog for you.
Okay. I guess all in all, the thing is actually saving a bulldog when you're going to have
eskiden Twitch Rivals olurdu, ne oldu onlara? Twitch Rivals hala oluyor ama Türkiye'yi artık davet etmiyorlar. Çünkü Twitch şu an Türkiye'yi siklemiyor. Buralarında değiliz yani. Sablık bile hala 10 lira.
They didn't know exactly where it was planted.
But that's the thing, for the players that died to the spike, it was worth dying to the spike, because otherwise, like, Rhea would have had to buy a bulldog anyway, and then you would have still had a bulldog. So
Yeah. For sure, you'd have 2 bulldogs instead.
Now, the thing is, this is why it was worth it.
Ya bu bit olaylarından sonra bence Twitch Türkiye'den soğudu ya. Bayağı saldılar yani. Kaderimize saldılar bizi. Terk ettiler.
Yeah, there you go. Blade Storm online. And Pop immediately.
Hem o hem ekonomi zaten.
12-2, 10 chances to close out this map, lock in the spot.
Nasıl yapalım?
Tomorrow in the quarterfinals.
Adam zaten ne kazanacak ki buradan yani?
Well, things have been going incredibly well so far. Fennel need to step up here and now. Gone already to 44 HP. The C9 closed in on short. The judge comes out for Oxy, but he's spammed in the back. 72 health now. Very low. Headshot delivered. That's all he's getting. And what a response this has been from the side of Fennel. Really nice mid-crunch.
Omen bakayım. Arkadan geliyor short'tan.
Not a lot to do.
Dur bakayım. Vanity bir tane vursa. Aha. Vanity.
Oh no.
Oğlum vuram. Tamam güzel, dur bakayım. 2v2. Nani?
Those were the healthy players. They killed the healthier of the players. That's bad luck, if anything. And already the peek back out, almost, from Jake. But even still, it puts Gone on just 4 HP. This is very, very winnable for Vanity.
It's going to have to be a wiki wild west for this man. He's coming in just with a sheriff in hand. And look, you don't want to see his hand where
oğlum şey olayını duydunuz mu lan? Tuzla Spor'un bu Pasolik muhabbetini. 3-4K Pasolik normalde sold out ama maçlar 100 kişi falan zor geliyor. Ne dediniz o işe?
The Desperados will try to defuse that spike in just a few seconds. They have no idea where Vanity is.
İnanılmaz ya.
Shroud covering him right now. The fog of war very much in play. And that is to his advantage. One shot to the body, all that's needed. He misses at the start. No shock darts left. Recon out. He has no idea where they are. They're closing the distance. Wall bang! Vanity makes it work with a sheriff in hand. 13-2. An unbelievable bounce back for C9 after a shaky opening series. They got the revenge against the Japanese squad. With Fennel falling here, that is the end of their run in Red Bull home ground.
Adam var ya, beni büyük göt etti ya. Ben hayatımda böyle göt olmadım bak.